video, I'm not doing any team preview right now because this video is extremely long. This battle's extremely long and it doesn't need one. Anyway, I'm facing Cause. He's gonna send out his Tentacruel. I'm gonna lead off with Venosaur, and Venosaur can't really do anything to Tentacruel, so I feel like I'm gonna switch out first turn, and I go straight into my Sigilyph, thinking I can get a free switch off and get my burn up. But no, I don't, because he gets the knockoff, and that's all bad. Because now I can't use my Flame Warp strategy. Then he sends out a Whimsicott. Oh my gosh, I don't like Whimsicotts. So I'm going to go with the Cosmic Power, but of course he sends out Whimsicott, so I can't really do much. So I'm going to switch out and go straight into my Venusaur, because I have my Whimsicott counter, so he can't sleep or stuns for me, and I can just hit him with a Sludge Bomb. He's with the taunt, that's not too bad, so I can hit him with a Sludge Bomb. But he's going to have the U-turn. I wasn't expecting U-turn on Whimsicott, so I don't know what Whimsicott's doing this generation. So he sends back in Tentacruel. I go with that Sludge Bomb, but of course it's on Tentacruel, so it does nothing at all. And plus the Black Sludge, it really doesn't do anything, because he just gets all his HP back. So I'm going to send a Ryuji, the Hydreigon. He's going to use Scald, and fortunately enough for me, I do not get the burn. Now, I see this is a nice opportunity to set up on this Tentacruel. So I'm going to go with the Substitute, so I don't think he can really do anything. He's going to try to use Knockoff, get my leftovers off, because this is like a kind of stally Hydreigon. But Knockoff doesn't work on Substitute, so I still have my leftovers. I think I predicted him to switch out, but he goes with so I go with the Flamethrower, but he stays in and he goes with the Sludge Bomb. And after the Knockoff, that's definitely enough to take out my sub. But I actually thought that I thought the sub would actually take a Sludge Bomb. I thought Poison wasn't good against Dragon, but I'm pretty sure it's just normal effective, so that's a misplay on my part, because the sub's just going to break the sub again, because it is neutral. And nothing's really happening right now, so I'm going to have to switch out, because this Tentacruel is completely walling me. I can't do anything to Tentacruel right now. So I'm going to send in Guacamole, my Excadrill, and of course it's a Balloon, because all Excadrills have balloons. He's Sludge Bomb, doesn't do anything. So he's going to switch out into his Dr. Bojangles, the Gliscor. I predict this and go with Rock Slide, but I do miss. So that's unfortunate, but it really doesn't matter in the long run. I'm gonna switch out my Excadrill, go back into Venusaur, because this thing can't do anything to Venusaur, can't talk to me, and if I get the Leech Seed off, I can stall him better than he can stall me. So I go with Sleep Pad, it doesn't work to use Protect, and then he goes into Rotom. I go with the Leech Seed, that's perfect. Now the Rotom's Leech Seeded, he can't do anything to me, this is perfect. Now I know he's gonna go with the Will-O-Wisp, I don't want my Venusaur to have any status problems on it. So I'm going to switch into my Sigilyph, because my Sigilyph normally has a Flame Orb, but he knocked it off, so this is perfect. I got my burn off anyway. And so this is perfect, because with Wonder Guard, I can't, not Wonder Guard, Magic Guard I think it is, I don't get any problems from the burn. I'll just make sure I can't get status. So I predict him to Volt Switch, and I predicted him to be faster, but I'm actually faster, so I go with the Roost, and Hydro Pump does like 40% to me, but with the leftovers, like that Hydro Pump did nothing. So he's definitely not an attacking one, he's a bulky Rotom. So I take this opportunity to hit him up with that Cosmic Power. Now the Sigilyph is gonna put in some work. I love Sigilyph after this battle. He's gonna go with the Earthquake. I don't know why. I guess he thought I was gonna switch out, but I have no reason to right now. So I'm gonna hit him with another Cosmic Power. He's gonna have to switch out. He goes into his Whimsicott as I go with the Roost to get some of my HP back. So I mean, this Sigilyph is just so awesome. He goes with the Taunt, so I can't do anything else like that. So you know, that's okay. Can't go with any Cosmic Powers. He goes with the U-turn, and U-turn does nothing. It does 9 damage to Sigilyph after the 2 Cosmic Powers. He's in Salamence. Now I got the Stored Power, and look at this damage. No special attack EVs. In this Dragon Claw, Life Orb Dragon Claw did like 30 damage. So, I mean, I'm just going to be able to 2-hit KO the Salamence with my Sigilyph. So, I mean, that's an amazing Pokemon down. Sigil's putting in work right now. And so he sends back in his Whimsicott and goes for the U-turn. I don't really understand that, because it literally does nothing to my Sigilyph. And now he's going to send back in his Rotom, and Stored Power just obliterates this thing. Like, not obliterates, but it does a nice amount of damage. I go with the Cosmic Power, but he's going to do something I wasn't expecting. He goes with another Hydro Pump. Look at this Hydro Pump's damage. It does nothing. He can't touch my Sigilyph right now. Plus 3 in both defenses. Sends him back to Whimsicott, and I'm just going to go with the Roost. So now my Sigilyph is back to almost full HP. Then he goes to the Encore. So I don't know why he didn't do this earlier, but now I'm Encored, and I'm Encored in the Roost. So I really can't do anything right here. So he's gonna go with the U-turn. I stay in, and I just want to see what he wants to U-turn into, and he U-turns into his Cloyster. So I'm just gonna be like, okay, this thing's definitely gonna be able to set up a Shell Smash or 2 on me. So I'm unfortunately gonna have to switch out, go into Slowbro, because Slowbro can take any hit. He's gonna go with the Shell Smash, so I predicted that nicely. And I know even after Shell Smash, I can take anything with my Slowbro. Slowbro is so bulky. But he's gonna immediately switch out. He's gonna go back into his Rotom. I'm gonna hit him up with that Toxic. Because I predicted the switch. I knew that was gonna be nice. And even if he didn't switch, the Toxic would have been perfect on his Cloyster. Because I don't want that thing to completely sweep me. But he has the rest. He's Chesto, Resto, Rotom. I knew he was bulky. But I wasn't expecting the Chesto Resto for some reason. But it worked out in his favor. Anyway, I'm gonna be forced to switch out again into my Sigilyph. Because even a Volt Switch does about half with no investment in the special attack. So that's perfect. He's going to send in Cloyster. He's going to go with the Rock Blast, and unfortunately that is going to be the end of my Sigil. The reason why I stayed in with Sigil, I was hoping that I could be able to be faster and use Cycle Shift and burn the Cloyster, crippling it. So I send in Venusaur, and I make a really bad misplay here. I don't Mega Evolve. See, if I Mega Evolved here, I would have been able to take the Icicle Spear and Giga Drain, get all my HP back and kill him, but for some reason I make the misplay. I thought he was going to switch out, so I didn't Mega Evolve, and that's all bad. Now I lost my wall, and now I'm going to have to send Slowbro. Slowbro can just threaten him so much right now, so I end up with the Toxic, but he predicts that goes into his Tentacruel, and now I'm going to have to switch out back into Guacamole. Guacamole can take anything. He goes with the knockoff that's going to knock off / pop my air balloon. So now I have no item. He's going to switch back out into his Gliscor. The safe play was Earthquake, and even Rock Slide won't do anything to the Gliscor, so there's no point predicting. I send in Slowbro. Slowbro really can just wall anything, but he uses the Toxic, and that's really bad, so I need my wall. But I do have the Lumberry. But he's going to go for the Protect. I want to see what he does, so let's go with the Skull. That's a safe play. It's going to do a lot of damage. Anyway, he switches out, goes back into his Rotom, and I'm going to switch out. I'm going to go into Guacamole, and Guacamole can just hit anything out with a Mold Breaker, Earthquake, and after Mold Breaker, the Earthquake can hit the Rotom even with Levitate, and that Rotom's out of there. So that's perfect. I don't want that Rotom anywhere near me right now. Then back in his Tentacruel, but does the double switch into his Gliscor. Yeah, I had to go with the Earthquake. That's a safe play. So I switch out. I don't want my Guacamole to be gone. He uses the Earthquake, but I have the Levitating Hydreigon still alive. Hydreigon has the leftover, so that's perfect. He's going to switch out. He's going to go into his Tentacruel. I'm going to hit him up with that Substitute on the switch, so I have a free sub. And I'm going to hit him up with a Dragon Pulse to see how much Dragon Pulse can do to especially defensive Tentacruel. And it does a fair chunk. Like from a max special attacking Hydreigon, modest with max special attack IVs and stuff like that, the Dragon Pulse is a decent amount, but you know, Tentacruel has amazing special defense, so I can't really do anything. And right now I figure all I want to do is to get this Tentacruel out of the way, so I'm going to sack my Hydreigon just to get as much damage off on this thing as possible. He goes to the knockoff, takes my leftovers off. I'm going to go with another Dragon Pulse, but he wants to save the Tentacruel, so he's going to switch out into the Whimsicott, and in this generation, Dragon does not affect Fairy, and Whimsicott is a Fairy in this gen, but I predict this, go into the sub, but now he's going to Encore my Hydreigon into Substitute. So now I can't even use my Flamethrower on this thing, so I first switch out into Guacamole. He predicts this and goes with the Stun Spore. Like this man knows what he's doing. So I really don't like this. Now my Excadrill is paralyzed. I can't outspeed anything with it, and he's basically left there to die. He goes with the U-turn, goes on the Dr. Bojangles, and I go with the Rock Slide. And this is what I mean by Rock Slide doesn't matter from this thing, even a Predict, because it only does a little bit. And then with Poison Heal, it really does nothing. And then he can just Protect to get the rest of it off. So I'm going to go back into Hydreigon as he goes with the Toxic. I only have a little bit of HP left, so the Toxic's just going to ensure that my Hydreigon is gone. And then he's going to Poison Heal back up. I'm going to switch back out. I really don't know what I want to do. I go into my Mamoswine. He's going to go into Protect. And now I know I can hit anything he wants on his team with the Icicle Crash. And that will do a nice amount of damage. But he avoids it. But it really doesn't matter because I can just outspeed and hit him up with the Earthquake. and then that's the Tentacruels out of there. So it really sucks that I missed the Icicle Crash, but it's good that I missed the Tentacruel if anything. So he's gonna send him back into Whimsicott, and I'm gonna hit him up with the Ice Shard because it's the best thing I can do. Well, I could obviously Icicle Crash, but you know. Anyway, he goes with the Encore. Now I'm Encored in the Ice Shard, and that's perfectly fine because anything on his team except for the Cloyster doesn't like taking Ice Shards. So he's gonna go into that Cloyster just like I'm not predicted, but you know, that's the only thing on his team that wants to take an Ice Shard. But it also breaks the Sash, so that's very helpful that I know the Focus Sash is broken on Cloyster if he has one. Now I'm gonna send in Guacamole. He's gonna use Rock Blast. Rock Blast does a teeny little bit, even after the 5 hits. It doesn't even take me down under 100. So that's perfect. So now my Guacamole is still good. He switches out. I don't really understand why he switched out because Guacamole can't do anything. It would have been perfect setup fodder. I go with the Rock Slide but avoids again. So I'm having really bad luck with this battle. So I get fully paralyzed. I switch out, go with Slowbro. Because Slowbro is awesome, but he uses the Toxic on the switch because he knew I was going to switch out. There's nothing Excadrill can do to Glycecore. So now my Slowbro, my one last Pokemon that's not status other than Mamoswine, is poisoned. So now he's going to bring back in Mamoswine. I'm going to scare him out with the Icicle Crash. But again, anything on his team other than the Cloyster doesn't want to take Icicle Crash. So even then, Icicle Crash is a nice play. And it does a fair chunk to, you know, Cloyster. So he resisted, but I still did a nice amount of damage. I'm happy with it. I'm going to switch out, go back with Slowbro. Because Slowbro really threatens his team right now. Because I have the Flamethrower for Whimsicott. I have the Flamethrower in Skull for Cloyster, because Cloyster has really crappy special defense, and I have the Skull for Glycecore. So he really does not want to take any hits from my Slowbro, even though I am physically defensive. So he's gonna hit me with the Rock Blast. It really doesn't do anything to me. And then I'm gonna try to use the Scald, try to get that burn off. And no special attack investment, a Scald that's not very effective still does a crap ton. I do not get the burn, and that really sucks. If I got the burn, then everything would have been great, because he couldn't have been able to touch me. So he gets the Shell Smash right here. And so I send in my paralyzed Excadrill, just to, you know, death fodder it off. And also to get the Regenerator off on my Slowbro. Slowbro's getting a lot of damage off on him, and I really want to keep my Slowbro for later. So he's gonna kill my Excadrill. I'm gonna go back into Slowbro, got the Regenerator off, so I'm almost near full. Switch back out again and fodder off my Ryuji Hydreigon. That way my Slowbro will be back to full HP, even with the Toxic. And now I know for a fact Slowbro can take any hit he wants, even at +2 because I'm at full HP. So the Rock Blast, even at +2, is barely touching my Slowbro. That's a critical hit one right there. And with the critical hit, I'm not even down to yellow. So I'm going to hit him up with that Skull, and that's going to be the end of his Cloyster. So Slowbro is putting in a lot of work right now. I love this Slowbro. Thank you. The guy who gave this Slowbro to me was one of the giveaway winners, the 400 sub ones. So thank you so much for giving me this Slowbro. It really helps me out. So I'm going to switch back out into Moo, get the Regenerator off. He's going to hit me up with the Taunt, but the only thing I'm going to be able to do is Taunt with is Stealth Rocks. And you know, I'm not going to set late game Stealth Rocks. So he's gonna go with the Stun Spore, but I figure this, if any opportunity, this is the time to go with the Icicle Crash. So I go with the Icicle Crash, and that's gonna be the end of his Whimsicott. Thank gosh, because I really hated this Whimsicott in this battle. It was really annoying. So he's gonna send in his last Pokemon, Dr. Bojangles. I'm gonna go with the Ice Shard, and it does over half, but that Glycecore is so bulky. It has to be max HP and max defense. So he's going to take out my Mamoswine with the Earthquake, and he's going to also get the Poison Heal off, which takes him basically back up to yellow. And now we just have to play Mind Games with our 2 Pokemon. He goes with the Roost, and I was expecting him to go with the Protect. I didn't expect him to have Roost, so I go with the Slack Off. If I knew he had Roost, I would have used Scald, but he is using a very unorthodox Glycecore set, and that's props to him, because if you can't predict something, then it's good. But because it works out for him. He has Roost and Protect, so now he gets to Protect. I go with the Scald, and all this time the Poison's just eating up my HP. He's gonna go hit me up with that Earthquake. He's gonna take me down a little bit. I'm gonna hit him with that Scald, and Scald does a crazy amount of damage to this Glycecore. So now I know he's gonna have to use Protect, but he actually does go for the Protect. And I'm gonna use Skull. I knew he was gonna use Protect, but I really should have went for the Slack Off there. Anyway, He's gonna use Roost, and if I get the critical hit here, then I win. If I don't get the critical hit, then I lose. And I use Scald, and do I get the critical hit? No, I don't. And so, because I don't get the critical hit, I am going to die off to the poison, and that is going to be the 1-0 victory in my opponent's favor. Good game, Cause. You were an amazing opponent. It's probably one of my most fun battles of this generation. Because, okay, little story time. In X and Y, I've only lost twice. And this is one of the times I've lost. The other time I lost, it was a crappy battle. Like, nothing really happened. I'll admit, I got kind of destroyed. But, you know, so I don't figure that was, like, I ended up giving up. I really wasn't in the mood for the battle that day. And the end score was, like, 4-5. Like, it was, like, 5-4. Like, I mean, it wasn't a battle worth uploading. That was the only other time I lost at all in this generation. And then I've lost a cause, but this is a battle, was an amazing battle, so it had to be uploaded. Anyway, Happy New Year. I'll see you guys in 2014 with some new shinies and some new Wi-Fi battles. See you guys then. Peace.